OG, and welcome to Speaking About Everything. He's back. He's back. He's back. Who's back? The man himself. He's better known as the street ambassador, Koto, Mr. Rene Koto
Wilson.
Right there.
So what's up, world? Good morning. Good morning to
good.
smart people, French on that side, people around the Caribbean who's watching the show. Welcome you all on board, and today I'm back again by popular demand with my good old friend here, Mr. Oral Gibbs, and this is my first time on the ring here. I've been on the ring with him from when he was over by Madam Estate.
Right.
Yeah, so it's a long time back, so I'm back today, and I hope you all enjoyed this program today.
Well, it's good to have you in the program, Mr. Wilson, because how did your father do? I haven't seen him in a long time.
Well, my father's there, the Dutchman came, they removed the poles, they widened it.
Oh, okay.
So they make it better for him to come in and out. They even mark an X in front of his property now for no parking to go out there. Yeah, so we got some results,
But you had to intervene.
Yeah, I had to intervene because, you remember, once a man, twice a child.
Right.
My father defended me when I was a child. It's my turn to defend my father. And a lot of people think it's only me, but my father got a lot of children. I don't want to come out. I still got Sandy Grum gang and all them still to come out here with Chuck yet. So, it was good that I came out. And I speak on his behalf. My sister, all them in the States and thing, watch the video, they was upset. God, they know, when you get older, you got a truck. You can't put things to pressure old people. You got to make old people convenient.
Right.
The whole issue about that road too, Mr. Oral, we lack really educated road builders here. All over the world, and I was a firefighter for years, all over the world, general safety, they're building sidewalks now that in a way that if a car run off the road, it causes less damage and those things. And St. Martin, I don't know who's the developer or where they're getting these stupid ideas, putting up these concrete poles and things around the sidewalks and all these things. They're now making it inconvenient. The sidewalk's supposed to have a certain width based on law, 4 feet wide. The sidewalk's supposed to be ambulance friendly, a wheelchair, stretcher, anything supposed to be able to get over that sidewalk and utilize. It's supposed to be able two people to pass one another without inconveniencing the next one by booting on the next one. So we are doing things, but we are doing things that makes no sense. Now, they turn the road there into a one-way road, which could have been turned into a one-way road for $300. You buy two signs. The blue sign with a white arrow and the stop vedboard sign that you can't pass through. The vedboard into pass through. You just do that, you could have turned the whole road into one way and you leave the road just how it was. But again, we waste money there while you got places in St. Peter's. If you drive through St. Peter's, where the road over 30 years now is demanding repairs. They came with a beautification idea. 5 ministers of Rome came in there. Millions was given. There's no beautification. Up to now, we're not even connected to the sewage system.
Really?
But, listen.
It was set up already?
Listen, Orwell, we need to invite you into the neighborhood. Wow. You need to take, speaking of everything off of there and come out in the field and bring it out in the field and let's do a walkthrough. There you get to speak to the elders, you get to speak to everybody, and then when your leader program come out, the truth will be revealed. It's a lot of lying, a lot of millions and billions are missing here for incomplete jobs and there's no accountability. Wow. And the Dutch keep pumping money into these criminals. Yeah.
I'm surprised. I thought I was hooked up already.
Nothing I could carry right now. And the main road was spotted. The pipe is, there's no houses on it.
And they ever gave an explanation?
How are you going to give an explanation to lies? Everything was just created for certain individuals to make money. That's all going on here. It's a continuous rip. And the problem is the populace, the economy, the people, the society is a set of yap on Facebook, but nobody wanted to go and block the road like what we did in the 90s with Mr. Richardson. Then we put a big trucks.
That was a big.
We need to start doing that again. We need to go back into revolution minds now. We have been too quiet and everybody's walking on us. Okay, we need to stop fighting one another and start listening. Hey, maybe we agree 100% with Koto, but he said we're gonna block the road. We're blocking the road because something gonna come up with this, and we're gonna go all the way. So if the police and them come, if the police keep it peaceful, we keep it peaceful. If they bring it violent, we turn violent. That's just how it be. Look right now in Holland, the white people burning all the police cars because they become foreigners in their own country. So they are burning everything now. Okay, riot going on straight in Holland. Why they ain't putting it on our news? Huh? Why they ain't putting that on news? So if the Dutch European is tired of what's going on in their country, imagine me, you, and ours.
Yeah.
There's no opportunity for us. I'm still here without a job. get sent home because a dirty woman and a dirty man was running the airport and come and say, you no longer could work with me when you meet me at the airport before you? Huh? And then the judge can't do nothing because this is a click in the law that these people use, these criminal organizations, to get rid of people who are standing up against their wrongdoings.
So you can't get a job now?
Nobody want nobody over 50 years.
Well, yeah, that's true. Over 40 now.
Yeah, so now, where's the opportunity for me now? This is where we gone wrong again now. In our laws, when we was Netherlands and Antilles, that's why I'm so tired that we went over to this bullshit done by a bunch of foreigners cheering. Because if you look at these people, they're not really born indigenous Antillians. They're not like we. They're not even born indigenous Martinos. They are from both foreign parents but born on Dutch soil. Electonen, that's what they call them in Holland. Because they have no tradition to our side. Then they comes in here and they get in these government positions and they make laws in agreements that is against us. We are the only country in the Caribbean that boasts a constitutional degree, paper, whatever, and a constitution. The constitution that we have, it does not identify as a Martino, but it identifies a resident. So it doesn't identify the citizens, but identify residents to open the barrier that residents could run our country. So where are we going? So if a resident run our country, who that person is going to love? They are resident. They don't love we. They're going to love their own. We can't get land here. When we go for government land, there's none, but as soon as the mafias come, we have multiple earthpack land for them.
Yeah.
All these big buildings you see building is on earthpack land. The one there by the bridge is earthpack. We took away our local company, BBW.
For people who don't know, that's long lease, you're referring to government long
That's
lease
right,
land.
long lease land. They take away BBW from there, I understand a swindle, and there's some group of people who are now in a hotel building. Huh? And then when you look, it always link back to a particular family hand, it come up from, to this one, to that one, and then right back there. How this family, who's foreigners themselves, have so much of land in St. Martin? They're not in the oral Gibbs. If I trace you back, me, your family is one family.
Right.
Dutch and French side.
Exactly.
You can't trace some of these people, not even to the Netherlands and Antilles.
They're so far.
Or are we in a real crisis, you know?
Yeah, but you know, it's strange because
We're in a real crisis.
When your country get to this stage, you're in trouble.
Yep.
Look at Japan. You know, Japan had strict laws against immigration. They kind of relax it to allow others to come in because they have a very old population.
Yeah.
Now they're looking at reversing it again and restrict because they want to preserve their own culture, their own people.
Have you noticed our history now is being told by people who don't know nothing about it?
Yeah.
Let me break something.
They wouldn't come to you to ask you.
They gone out of this Hillside School is celebrating 50 years. I'm 52 years old. I went to Hillside School. I know people 60, 61, 62 years old went to Hillside School. Now, if I have to sit down and tell them about Hillside School, the Bruyner building, which was down on the same Grapefruit Road. It was a little bit down the road. It belongs to the man who used to build a pipe with Tanya on the bars. I forget his name. Lionel, his name was. And they used to rent from him.
Nell have a house just down from there. He was married to Sylvia. You referring to that?
No, you got Nell James.
Oh, Nell on
it was
the
two
main
Lionel.
road.
No, the same school, the same road, same Hillside School road.
Yeah.
You got Nell James, who used to be the baseball.
Yeah.
He died, he passed away. And you had
Gebe.
Lionel, who used to blow the pipe and play with the I think it's Gebe working. He used to blow the big pipe. Yeah, he. So Hillside School used to rent from him. Then they also used to rent from Philae Vlon.
Yeah, right.
He had a place that used to be the Brown building too. Then the Max School had to take over there. Then Hillside School used to rent from Orania School. You know, and we also used to go to school by the youth center. Hillside School had classes in the youth center. Teacher Hampson used to teach there. So when I hear these people talking about Hillside School, not knowing that nearly the whole entire St. Peter's went school there, we know that school from the beginning to the end, it's amazing to see how you're trying to change our history, you know? And you're from here.
Yeah.
You understand? You're not from here.
Why that happened? Because the country is still run by people from here in a way.
The country is not run by people from here. I did a research, and I'm asking a lot of people to do these researches. Yes, we were born until we were Netherlands and Antilles. The destruction of St. Martin, every particular person, especially when it comes to governors, if you go to our governors, that was involved in criminal activity was either born in Aruba or Curacao. Okay? But who get a stain? St. Martin. St. Martin is corrupt. But it was never a St. Martin holding the helm when all these wrongdoings going on. If you look at most of our ministers and back in those days when we had the commissioners and them, Aruba and Carolinians. Come from the countries with nothing, come here and become multimillionaires. Shaft the St. Martiners digitally.
Became multimillionaires as civil servants?
As civil servants.
But that's corruption, really.
Okay. Because look around.
That's stealing, actually.
Okay, so look around. Remember, we had things all with the Midas. You remember Midas? You remember that whole scam? Where somebody put a land in name, and then all of a sudden sell it back to government, and these were representatives of government. These are all these things. We have not forgotten these things because we are St. Martiners. We know our history. That's why I don't give a shit about Columbus. I don't care about American history. I only deal with Caribbean history. That's what I like to study. I like to study knowing about my neighbor Anguilla, Statia Sabre, St. Kitts Nevis, Montserrat Antigua. I could tell you all the prime ministers. I have them on my Facebook. Because this is my history, the Caribbean history. So because we lack knowledge of where we came from, that's why we're suffering.
But let me ask you this, Mr. Wilson. If a guy is poor and he becomes a politician and he goes into government and work maybe as a minister or member of parliament, and he comes out a millionaire. Anything wrong with that?
If he work honestly, when I mean work honestly, he did not use no kind of deal, no scam to get where he is. So the 10,000 guilders, he maybe went through a bank, finance something, buy something, that project able to generate money and do it that way. I agree with him because he's not thieving from the people.
Good answer, very good answer.
He's working to build himself. Because just like me, when I was in the airport, I was making a small salary. I worked in the airport. My first 12 years, I worked for 1,880 guilders. While they increased all the rest workers' salary, they kept mine down to punish me. Okay, because when I started pointing out, this is not right, this is unsafe. We're wearing old uniforms. We're supposed to wear new things. And those things, they start to, instead of they work with you and realize which way they were violating international laws, they would have rather chop your throat, silence you. Okay? Thanks to my fight today, a lot of the firefighters, a lot of people
benefit from yours.
That's right, my fights. My fights got them winning everything now. Everything what's going on that airport is because of my fights. Publicly, internally, everything. And, you know, it's so sad, so sad. So I was still able to achieve a house because I come from a mother. And this is something I'm training with my kids home, where your mother give you, back in the day, she will buy a Meuniers.
Yeah.
And when the Meuniers done, other people nowadays throw away the Meuniers bottle. But when the Meuniers was done in our poor days, that become your first piggy bank. They cut a line on the top of it. They tighten the cover. I don't know what they use to put that the cover can't open.
Like wax paper, like.
You understand? And then you start every day. Your mother gives you a guilder, and she tell you got to put 50 cents in there, and you're going to utilize 50 cents for the week. So we, as poor children, we learn finances from home.
You brought back good memory there. Everybody was doing that in those days.
That's right. Where's that culture gone?
Yeah.
So today you want to tell us, oh, the teachers need to teach the children how to handle finances. But what happened to you, the parent?
Yeah.
You lost those things. I'm got a job now and I thank God for people like Dino Arundel and those people that always give me late jobs to do and keep me busy. He and his wife, Brenda Arundel, big up to them. There's two St. Martiners come to my aid when things don't. He called me on the phone, you got work? Come, I got things for you to do. I got a boat to fix.
He did a good job because he struggled too with that restaurant.
And you wouldn't believe I fight with him from the beginning to the end, because I believe in my St. Martin people owning things. I remember him under the tree.
Yeah.
I always buy by him. You understand? And look, God put it that he never forget my fight. So now I follow my situation, and he's there in my fight with me too.
That's good.
And keeping me motivated because I got to do good things I got to do two things in the world. And this is the funny thing about me, and this is what people don't understand. You got to balance the scale.
Yeah.
I got my wife who's an attorney, right?
Right.
If I didn't have my wife now as an attorney, where you think I were heading? No, that you take my job from me for no reason. You understand where I'm going?
Yeah.
You could take the pig out of the gutter, no? But you can't take a gutter out of the pig.
Right.
A lot of people don't understand that statement. You can't make me forget everything I learned out there in the world. Because it could have turned different for St. Martin. I have a lot of knowledge, ain't used yet. A lot of knowledge. You understand?
Yeah.
But you sit down, you try to do things the right way.
So you have the reason to make sure.
Yeah, you know, so you got your children, so you're thinking different. Because St. Martin could have experienced a very bad situation, especially when I was going through oppression from feeling stressed out from what I do. Because you overworking me, and I asked for money, extra money, because you got me fixing fire trucks, tractors, cutting grass, running lines on the airport, fixing belts, everything. When Eric died, load, command, more load. You got a bunch of people, all ain't working, all ain't capable of doing these multiple tasks. If you got a man doing multiple tasks, you're so-called say you got CLA, and the CLA say anybody that does special tasks is supposed to be paid. You don't comply with your own CLA. You don't doing nothing in accordance to the law. So what you was doing, abusing your power, you was getting millions of dollars worth of work out of one person for 5,000 guilders. And when they asked you for a raise, it became a problem. You put them to work in environments that are unhealthy for them. And these are the kind of things, and when I saw this, I always say the day I ever had to be even advised to government, or even getting elected into government, if I run to be elected into government, people elect me, the abuse of workers would be a stiff focus for me, because I experience it hand-on.
That's a big problem on Somalia.
Yeah,
Big
I experience it hand-on. People put me to work with people who were shitting. And Regina LaBega became the manager of the airport. When she came there, she cried. Tears came to her eye to see where people was putting me to work for spitefulness. So there's a lot of truth ain't get revealed to the public, so the public to know what really was going on down in there. You understand? But God is good. All of them falling now. They getting fired like I don't know what down there.
Getting fired?
Yeah. Mr. Cleaver cleaning up, getting rid of all the bad apples. So it's good, you know.
Let me I have to go to a quick break in case you just joined us. I'm here with Mr. Wilson. He is better known as the street ambassador. Is Mr. Rene Koto Wilson. You have a long name, man. You remember the last time we had asked you if Koto was, and you told me no, it's
my mother gave it a name, yeah.
Anyway, when we come back, we're going to continue speaking with him right here on Speaking of Everything. My guest, Mr. Rene Koto Wilson, on Speaking of Everything. Please stay with us.
We are vibrant, expressive, warm, and diverse. Together, we conquer, and now we expand into new horizons, giving you more of the best. Introducing our new Bankomatico Plus with wider acceptance, purchase protection, and enhanced security. Whether you're online, traveling, or in paradise, experience more with Windward Island Bank. Bankomatico Plus, more of the best.
My guest here on Speaking of Everything is Mr. Wilson, better known as Koto, and very well known on Facebook. It's a big Facebook is, but you come from a long line of people. I think Papa Godet was family.
Yeah, that's my family. I came out for activism. On top of my grandmother, so I Sweetie Webster.
Yeah.
We came out for Ronald Webster and those boys. You know, they run the revolution in 1967.
Amazing gentleman.
Yeah, 1967. He run the revolution of Anguilla when they run Sinkits and those people out. Papa Godet was 1969, 30 de May. Again, knowing your Caribbean history, this is how sharp I am. I could give you dates of things. I just study that. Before we proceed into this show further, I brought a little history here.
Go ahead.
I brought these two videotapes here, and on top of them has Calypso Barbara with Oral Gibbs live on Speaking of Everything.
Wow.
And this is from way back. You see, this is VHF.
Yeah.
And I want you to make a copy of these videos, maybe put them out to the public to see them with you, how young you was. and then when you're ready, you just call me back for me to put them back in my history.
Wow, yeah, and that's definitely, 2004. One is the other one. I don't know. I didn't have the date on it, but
oh, that one older. That one is even older. You were young.
Yeah.
So I brought up today because I know you would love to go back and see the interview I had with my mom and those things, and I have a lot more. I'm trying to sort out the box so I can bring them for you to upload them and whatever.
That's good. They're gonna go through that and
because we need to preserve history
and give it back to you.
Exactly.
Definitely. Yeah. It's really
exactly.
And the thing is, they're still good condition.
Oh, I protect
Wow.
my history, man. Hey,
Good condition.
me,
That's
my
a-
mother always teach us protect history, so we always keep things safeguarded. That's why when I went to court, I was able to produce so much of documentation, and I still have documentations that I ain't release. I just
okay.
hold back, trump cards, you call them. So I always have documents. If I talk something, before somebody comes to me, hey, go talk about this one, I should not provide the facts.
Yeah.
And when I have the facts in my hand, then I throw it out, but I throw it out diplomatically. So I don't touch the scale,
Yeah.
you got to keep right on the brink.
Exactly.
Yeah, because otherwise people want to tell you, oh, you did this. No, then the paperwork is here.
But let me ask something.
Yeah.
How do politicians treat you? How they react to you?
You know what's the hurtful thing? If you pay attention to my Facebook page, which is a member of my Facebook page, you can go back and see Grisha, everybody there on my page.
But see Grisha hugging you and everything, you hugging Grisha?
Yeah, and that's what I'm showing you. And they hug you, they can create jobs for everybody else, but they can't create a job for me.
Okay, I see.
You understand?
Yeah.
Hey, Rene Peterson, my family,
Yeah.
he's in Vrummy. Vrummy is in shambles. Technicians, there's failures, all equipment down. You know I'm a master. You even say, well, let's bring in Koto. If we want to bring him in directly under government, we could bring him in under a different way, so we create a job for him to have some money so he could feed his children. None of that is even thought about. We have a committee, St. Peter's. You need inspectors. Your economy is growing, your inspectors, them ain't grow. You don't got inspectors for the casinos, you don't got inspectors for nothing. You don't got inspectors for in the field, for sewage water, nothing. No reports are being made. You go in the inspectorate department, they even know how to write the process verbal. It's just a whole mess. And then in the end of the day, you even empowering it by putting on people who can move it forward. You don't offer no jobs. I downsize my CV, put it into the harbor for a job. You don't get none. It's not politically affiliated because you got people holding positions in there and think these companies is their own. That's why all I'm doing out here is people bringing me hardcore information. And the day the people elect me to government, if I run, you will see things coming out that the public didn't know. Because you can't talk about integrity and transparency and yet you're hiding information. You self-experienced that.
Oh, yeah.
You was on the Gebe board.
I've gone through a lot.
So you know this thing. You know what's going on. You know how this government apparatus is working. It's working illegal. It's against the people.
Yeah.
You are refusing your bosses information. And you know what hurts me, Oral? A prosecutor office is designed to protect the constitutional rights of everybody. That's why if you kill me, you will be prosecuted because the prosecutor job is to make sure you get punished for killing me. Also, if wrongdoing is being done, we are crying wolf all the time with Gebe with these falsified bills, and up to now the prosecutor and the TBO hasn't intervened and decide, okay, we're gonna do we going above government now. We're gonna attack this thing.
But I think Ms. Wilson, that the Prime Minister got to cut the crap and do his job now. So I like him, but I think he's hiding. He's not being responsible as a Prime Minister to the people of Somalia when it comes to GEBE. And you might disagree with me, but I have a lot more I can share, but I'll hold it back for now.
I agree with you. I ain't disagree with you, but this is what we're going to add. In a house, you can't have two people wearing the pants. And if you're a man in your house and your wife rules you, you can't rule a country, brother. You can't rule a country because ruling a country, you got to make decisions that some going to like and some ain't going to like.
Yeah.
It's not about friendship. You see, the politicians here have the wrong concept. They're all about friendship and going to parliament and yapping a whole heap of nonsense, and there's no outcome from it. And thinking like, oh, looking for cheers. Listen, I'll give a speech and I don't care if nobody clap. Why don't you just listen what the speech was given and where the direction I'm heading? You understand?
Yeah.
But they want cheers, they want clap, they want fame, they want favoritism. It don't work like that. That's why the country is running how it's running.
But I'm going to say this. I wanted to hold it back, but I'm going to say it. Okay? And at GB right now, they're stealing. Read my lips. They are stealing from the poor people of Somalia, and then they turn around saying they want to give them $250 a month for relief while they're stealing.
Exactly. You cannot give relief. Look, numbers take numbers to crunch. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to understand this. How falsified numbers could have a relief? Your numbers are falsified. You can't give the public up to now how you're calculating the electrical bill, not the fuel class. You're doing a bunch of crimes, falsifying information from the public. The public been crying wolf, crying wolf, crying wolf, crying wolf. Asking the prosecutor, the TBO, everybody get involved. Even just I read them top the page the other night there.
Yeah.
We want the out-of-state TBO to investigate Gebe. We need managers and whoever involved locked up. Because we the bosses of all bosses,
Yeah,
the stakeholders,
exactly.
we had enough. And it's strange that Holland is sitting down and hearing us crying and telling us these things on social media and hasn't authorized their prosecutors and bringing a special team for Holland to investigate.
But you know what happened, Mr. Will? They've gone from stealing from the budget to stealing from the people directly. In other words, they're telling you that you owe 5, 6, 7, 8, 15, 20,000 guilders for electricity because of, you know what, that whole thing with the ransom, right? And then they're going to tell these same people that they tack on all this money onto their bill. Okay, now we're going to give you back 250 because you're suffering. No,
Crazy.
that's not the way to do it. And that's why I said the Prime Minister, Dr. Luke Marcelino, got to wake up, get balls, and do his job.
But not only the Prime Minister. The Parliament has the power to call for the highest investigation. But who's in Parliament? The same people that create the problem, the same family lines. It's just a mess. Look, the people here,
I
they're
think the
thinking.
pressure, if the Prime Minister he got the pressure. He had the support of the Dutch government. So he got more power than he think he has.
Yeah.
He should use his power now.
Yeah.
And stop playing the
But the governor should have a say too. The governor, general governor, should be saying something.
governor. We have a governor.
Well, he's a local boy.
Oh, he doesn't measure a local person. I've never
think
met him, but
Mr. Bailey, Mr. Bailey is a good fella, man.
Well, he needs to come out. Maybe if you see him, tell him we bring him on the show.
I will like you to invite him on the show because our governor needs to start speaking. We need to hear our governor to
We
speak.
need to see our governor.
Yeah, we need to hear him because he's been quiet. He needs to come out. We don't want to see the newspaper. We
Okay.
want to hear you live on a show
I
like
went to a
this.
comedy show the time the girl city was in a cabinet. At that time, it was Holiday that was there.
Yes.
Okay, so and I think we talk about our island, we talk about colonialism and everything, and I think people, when they become governors, think that everybody's against it. No, that's not the case. I'm proud to see a St. Martin person as a governor. But when they get there, you don't know them, you don't hear them.
Yeah.
So who you don't represent them?
Yeah, because
anyway.
that's what you need to do. I mean, Mr. Bailey, he no tight friends or nothing, but I respect that he's one of we local boys there. And I just believe that as a governor, general governor especially, he should do more interaction and more speeches to the public, leave us know where we're going, question things too. Question the Prime Minister on certain things because in the end of the day, what affects us going to affect you.
But you know the governor really can't say much.
Yeah, he can't say much, but he could still question a lot of things because, the system here is set up so wrong that we really got to try to figure it out. For instance, in any large-scale emergency, if St. Martin goes on attack, the Prime Minister is not in charge. It goes back to the General Governor.
I know, but don't look. I tell you, the Prime Minister got a lot of power, a lot of responsibility. For some reason, he is not using that power, and he's letting people manipulate him with GEBE right now, and he knows better. And I told him privately, I'm not going to say here public, but I told him publicly to his face what the Prime Minister should do and what he have around him and how we can deal with it. You don't have to take my advice. But you know what? There's a little common sense here.
That's right. That's all it is.
I went
common
on
sense.
GB board, sat there for 2 years. I saw all the crap that come, the
I
waste
know
and
that.
everything else. They didn't want me there.
Yeah, because you're seeing all the
And they
documents.
couldn't buy me out.
Yep.
Okay? They told me, leave. And I said, hey, here's my resignation letter. Then they refused to accept it. Okay? All I'm saying, GB is a fine company, Mr. It's a fine company.
Great company.
Good workers there.
Yes.
But there's some corrupt people. It's a cesspool of corruption.
Yes.
And ripping off the poor people of St. Martin.
Ripping the
And I
company
didn't
off.
come here today to say this. I got to say it
Yes.
because I know what I'm saying.
Yes.
And the Prime Minister knows, and he got to act now.
If a forensic financial investigation go down in GB, the airport, tell them, the harbor, we're going to see a lot of people going to get hold. Because in the end of the day, what we're doing, a lot of accountants feel they're intelligent. They feel they could move money and disappear money. And I ain't saying, I ain't blaming them right now because until the investigation is carried out, you understand?
It's cleverly done, huh?
Yeah.
Now, one thing I
You got to
discovered...
tell my experience there with a Dutch CFO.
The deal, they use the budget to steal.
Yes.
And that's all I'm going to say for now.
Yeah, we know that.
And then...
All the companies.
But if they come at me, I have no choice. I'll put it out exactly how they use the budget to steal. And you see, this is the problem in Zimbabwe. So it's very difficult to grab them.
And I'm glad you bring that up.
Very difficult.
It's difficult because, what's difficult when justice, you reach in front of a judge, and the judge turn a blind eye to peer corruption. When you got Ezebeka saying Mr. Wilson is making $6,780, but his salary is reflecting that Mr. Wilson is only making 4,000 something guilders.
Boy.
How much has that person been thieving with a falsified budget and that price? Because SBA gets what you make.
No, I know what you're saying.
You understand what I'm saying?
You're right.
And I could prove this. I could come back to your show a third time and bring all the documents and show you.
Yeah.
You understand? And show you how the judge ruled. Because this is what's going on in these companies. And then we saw a wavering of salaries going backwards and forward. So there's people who know how to milk these companies to try and make it untraceable. And that's what needs to be investigated.
And that's why it's so complicated. It's so difficult. I can tell you, boy, but when it comes to GEBE, I can't take it no more because this has gone to the stage now where if you are a Simratana and you claim that you love this island and you care about the people of this island, which I do.
Me too.
And I've spent my life doing it, you also. And knowing what's going on in GBE and seeing what's going on in GBE, and I come back again, I'm very, very disappointed in the Prime Minister because the Prime Minister took over the responsibility of GBE from the Minister of Romi. The Minister of Romi said on this program here that he is legally responsible, and the Prime Minister said, no, he's taking it over. Then you got to do your job. Start going at the root. The root in GB is corruption and stealing from the people of St. Martin.
Yep. And like I say again, what you say is correct because I remember that same thing happened with Sylvia Jacob and Mr. Durant when she took over GB portfolio.
Right.
Because,
exactly.
So, we have a lot of answers to get, oral, and we are dependent on our justice system to clarify everything for us as stakeholders because our representatives is not on our side. The people who these people went and signed and elect has proven they are not for we the people.
Right.
So we have to remove them. I hope the people out there listening, next election, we don't want none of them back. From Parliament right back, none is worth coming back. Only a couple young ones I see there, which, let me refrain how I state my statement because I said none, but I got few what could come back. But they need to show more that they're trying to get answers to the questions and act more like, for instance, Darrell York. He just present a lot of things in government, in Parliament. But I need to see more coming out of that. I need to see the continue till we get clarification and answers. I don't want you to bring it out like a show and then nothing after that. It gone quiet. We need to see you keep attacking. I need these answers. So we could see the answers come out, so we could see where we're going. But asking questions without answers makes no sense.
And that's why you see when you look at things, sometimes we're on the outside and we don't know what's going on.
Yep.
And then we will say, well, this minister is doing this, but they're working. I know there are ministers there that are working, doing their best.
Yeah.
I tell you, no lie, they're doing their best. But I'm going to come back to my good friend, the Prime Minister. I'm disappointed in the Prime Minister.
Everybody. He's not leading.
I'm disappointed. He got to do what he got to do.
You're so wrong. You're serving the wrong advisors. That's what going to happen.
Love him. They're going to hate him anyway.
Yeah.
Just do your job.
Do your job. Look, if we use Gaston Brown versus Prime Minister Luke, Gaston Brown made decisions that some people didn't like.
That man's amazing.
What? And look at the people that think I love him because he's still for his people.
That's a man.
That's what you need.
I'm glad you brought him up.
Yeah, that's my friend and that's my boy. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's my boy. I tell him today going on your program. He tell me send him the video. Yeah, that's my boy.
He's amazing.
Gaston is a real.
A guy like Gaston Brown.
Yeah.
And what he did to Scotiabank. You remember when Scotiabank?
But we allow them to get up here and rip off our people like nothing. But he jammed them over there.
You hold them by the balls.
You don't go nowhere. Not over here. Not like that. And this is what I show you. He did, and what he studied in school, he's a financial specialist. So you want to play with finances. So he gonna work on you. You gotta come.
But we need a Gaston Brown.
Yeah, we need a Gaston Brown. Yeah, man. We need people like, remember he had fired to the Minister of Agriculture?
Yeah.
Because no agriculture going on, money going, you can't show me where the money gone. Out.
Yeah.
That's a real leader.
Real leader.
Yeah, that's what you need.
No, it's amazing, because we have so many good people who are afraid to get involved in politics. Yeah. They're afraid because they don't want to get criticize and hate, but you gotta do it. And if you love your country, you get up and you do it.
Yeah, you have to defend your country by heart and soul. And if you don't defend your own country, then you allow other people to walk in and take decisions that's not in your best interest. And that's what's going on.
So let me come back to you now.
Yeah.
Have you tried to like set up your own business or anything like that?
Of course. What happened? St. Martin needs to change the tax system for local businesses.
That's a good point.
I think a local should open a business and have 10 years tax-free. Because you're getting into hotels now kind of thing, and business takes a time up to 5 years to get going.
Right.
Locals don't have the financial power like that because all our banks is foreign banks. We don't have no St. Martin bank or back St. Martiners. You understand? Again, we gone into a bank in our back with the same central bank. One name was now kind of bamboozled. And here's our money come out again now, the Gilder, which now sharing. Why we didn't just skip the farm in the Netherlands until the Gilders? Because you don't know what decision Curacao St. Martin going to make in the future. You understand?
Yeah, what the Prime Minister said again? He believed in dollarization.
He cannot dollarize. Again, the lack of education is grim with this man. You talk about he's a doctor, I don't know what kind of doctor he is. When you dollarize, how are we going to control those finances? Look at Sabre and them right now. This criminal organization, because the Dutch glad that happened like that, because now they could move money without being traced. So all the Dutch people now with Sabre and Station who catch them with this foolishness can move millions now and can't be traced because it's not the money of Holland. Why Holland ain't dollarize? Since they dollarize in the Caribbean island, why you won't dollarize Holland? Let's ask that question.
So it's crazy what's going on here right now.
And these countries didn't understand what to do because they just break their own economy because you have nothing to generate for yourself. Tomorrow, American money drop. And the money what they're using is not even American money.
Not tomorrow, it drop. It's already dropping and still dropping.
What gonna happen to them now? What they gonna fall on? The EC? What they gonna fall on now?
You see how weak the dollar is against the euro for so long, and there's war in Europe. Normally, when there's a war in Europe, you see just the opposite. It's not happening, and gold is going up. It's
Aruba could see what it's making.
Yeah,
you go in Aruba, you're paying dollars, you get back guilders. Arubian guilders. That bank seeing that turnover. Nobody getting to rip Aruba off. St. Martin now with the central bank with this money, what we're going to the XG. This money now is we can control, we can see.
Yeah.
What they need to do here is implement in the shops now that anybody pays with dollars here must get back the guilders. They need to shop the Chinese.
That would be tough, boy.
No, that ain't gonna be tough. You put inspectors. Yeah. You put a fine of 150,000 guilders every time we catch you a shop doing wrong things.
They ain't gonna do it. They have a fine for 5,000.
Why they ain't gonna do it?
For
you know why they're doing it?
Yeah.
Because when you hear Chinese bragging about, we got politicians in our pocket. That's why they can't do it.
Not only the Chinese, the other groups too.
I just use one race. So it's where we're going, and that's why we ain't getting no progress. We need to bring stiff control on the finances because the oil generates a lot of money. Yeah. We need to control it.
You know, we are a multi-billion-dollar economy, multi-billion.
Let me share this with you. I was sitting down talking to a former minister of the Art. He said the disembarkment fees of the ship increased based on the cost of living. So years ago, I got a report from the FCCA, and that report was saying to every Caribbean island, they pay $7.50 per person when they disembark the ship. So that goes into the economy, to build the economy, and those things. Now, the minister told me when he was there, it was over $20. Where's St. Martin money is? Where's the disembarkment fees going? Where it going? So what's really going on? So do we need to sit down with the FCCA now and find out? Because this was just the former minister of theatre. So I started to hear a lot of things now where my mind was done onto them, but now I'm seeing that things grow, but we are not seeing it reflected in the economy. Departure taxes by the airport. Only entity can create taxes, in and out taxes, is government. Why is departure taxes by all these places still going in a company hand with no traces going back to we, the owners? Disembarkment fees belongs to the public of St. Martin. That could have generated to build schools. You got 1 million passengers by $20. That's 20 million.
Yeah, no, you're right. But let me take a little bit further now. Since you're saying that, when last you drove around St. Martin, that side?
I drive the wrong out of time.
You see the development that's taking place on this island?
A bunch of development.
But how come the government is poor?
But then look at this. It's waste development. Why is waste development? You allowing a country to continue building housing. You don't create any jobs. So you got 60,000 people, but you only got 30,000 jobs. Well, what are you really busy with? Creating poverty. That's what you're doing. And then a bunch of Airbnbs, a bunch of condos. Condos don't generate money for the public. The owner of the building don't get nobody no jobs to maintain those buildings. They bring in their own people from Puerto Rico all over to maintain those buildings. You don't even have firefighting equipment to fight those buildings while you're allowing to build here too. Listen, it's just an unorganized growth. Yeah? For years, I tell them all the time as a firefighter, hey guys, government, mandate shelling them to build a fire department in Gebe. It's going to be a fire department specialized and trained to fight those fuel fires, because I went to school for that in Texas and I know the dangers of those type of fires. And the convection of heat of those fires run in the range of 6,000 to 7,000 Fahrenheit. So they're melting houses, they're melting metal, they're melting everything. So you need a quick attack team. Up to now, look at down in there, planes flying over it, there's no firefighting team down in there. You go to the station now by terminal, there's a whole mass firefighting team just for terminal alone. They got for the airport and the houses, and they got for terminal alone. Why are we not meeting international requirements? When they put out there, they got to pay government for that fire department. So government will generate out of that company at least $300,000 or $400,000 a month. Okay? Because you're making millions here. They own all the gas stations here. There's no other brand of gas station on the Dutch side but Sol. So why are we doing defensive things to make sure that the stakeholders always win in every deal?
Yeah, it's...
You read the SER report, government provide a bunch of things for them to pass for parliament, but there's nothing to call poverty. That's why they ain't signing. They want to see documents how you're going to call poverty.
Yeah. Oh, it's a mess. It's a mess, Mr.
It's a mess. And what our people is lacking is reading and investigating factual information.
Sometimes our people do have so many problems that they don't have the time to think about what really affecting them.
That's right.
You know? So they are worried about a lot of other things. I speak with people, they don't even know where the next meal is going to come from.
That's right.
How they're going to take care of their children. You know, things are really, really bad in Simran. It looks beautiful, but it's not as beautiful as it looks. You know, a lot of people are really suffering.
Yeah.
And then they're looking to the government for help, and it's as if the government is not there for them.
There's no government there. Look, I have engines there home that I brought to train use them. But before, when I was working, I used to buy the parts for the engines myself. And when they come, I would buy food, or they would cook. Yeah, cook, you know. And those things, we do something while they're working on the engine so they could learn. Today, I can't get them no lessons on the engines because every late dollar coming now, I got to try save to pay my bank. I got to pay bills. I got to make sure my children got food to eat. Because now you put me in a situation to make my life harder in an old age.
Yeah.
And then, when my children have me by this government do this to my father, how you think they're growing?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
You think my children like politicians and their children? That's why you're creating, that's why you're going to have poor one turn against rich here. Yeah. They tell them about curbing crime. You can't curb crime when you self-creating poverty. You as a government, you have done nothing for the youth. You talk about the youth in parliament, you don't do one thing for the youths. You think every youth want to go on a baseball field go play baseball? What happened to the ones who don't race cars? What happened to the ones who do motorbike racing? What happened to other different sports? What happened to creative things for them to do? Tell companies, the youths after school, get them jobs. You don't got to pay them the full salary, but you could get them a half salary based on the age. You know, motivate them to go into the work field already and make money. You don't do none of these things, bro.
Exactly. Let me go to a quick break, Mr. Right here on Speaking of Everything, I have the street ambassador, Mr. Koto Wilson. First name is Rene, by the way. All right?
Yeah,
Koto. When we come back, we're going to continue with him right here on Speaking of Everything. Please stay with us.
We are vibrant, expressive, warm, and diverse. Together, we conquer, and now we expand into new horizons, giving you more of the best. Introducing our new Bankomatico Plus with wider acceptance, purchase protection, and enhanced security. Whether you're online, traveling, or in paradise, experience more with Windward Island Bank. Bankomatico Plus. More of the best.
My guest here on Speaking of Everything is Mr. Wilson, Mr. Rene Koto Wilson, and it's always a pleasure having him on the program. here with us on Speaking About Everything and on YouTube, Facebook, and on Hot 99.9 FM radio. Now, Mr. Wilson, you're also guy into car racing, man.
Yeah, I love it.
What you doing there?
I've been in car racing from my father. My father used to drag cars,
right.
And he used to build cars. He had a Challenger, SS.
Powerful cars.
My father had one of them, the SS. I can remember a time he was going wrong a car and me and my sister followed because we were fighting. We were fighting for the door. And then my father gave me a crap of legs, he always used to build race cars and things. So I grew up in that field. I love it. It's a sport I always love. I always wanted to see St. Martin progress in it. Monies was given to us years ago. They had to build a track behind their soccer garden.
Yeah, I think fans were talking about that for years too. Yeah.
And I don't know what happened, but everything just went south. And then they keep filling the pond, but they take away all the motorbikes used to do jumping and scrambling and those things. Every sport that we the locals had they make sure they eliminate them.
But you all lost a big supporter in Franz Richardson. He was one of the biggest supporters pushing for that. Huh?
Yeah, because he was around it from a child too. Remember, Franz grew up there in town. Yeah. So who knows? Franz know how to be walking, going French Quarter to watch race French Quarter. Yeah. They used to race years ago there in Colby on the road going to Marigot. That thing was a tin road. They used to have a big time and a lot of cars used to get in an accident. You remember that?
Yeah.
So it had some of the places that we follow in this race. And today, up to now, our government hasn't made nowhere for us to race, French or Dutch side. We right now fighting now to get it because we have a lot of race cars, even faster, which will not come and race illegally on the street. Right. And we want to get somewhere which we could show the public that there's a lot of race cars, a lot of people love racing, and give us a place where we could use every Sunday, maybe for 3 hours. We don't need a long time, just 3 hours. Come get in the races, back it up, road open back, everybody gone home. That's all we need,
Yeah.
That's all we need.
Yeah, but I see you were building cars and everything else.
All the time. I build cars, I build fast bikes, I build a lot of things. I build fast boats. I want to bring boat racing here. I've been to Trinidad, my mother roots, and I saw this the race what I have, the Great Race.
Yeah.
I think it's time St. Martin should keep a great race where we invite America all over, all the top boats around the Caribbean. St. Thomas and Toto, all of them have very fast boats. And the Great Race, what we can have, we could do it from here, wrong station, wrong saber, back through wrong angular and back because you did create a mileage for those type of boats. Those boats doing a lot of speed. Yeah. And and we'll have one of the best great races in the Caribbean.
Well, let me ask you, do you require a license to use a boat here?
We require a license. I have controversy with the license because now they bring in the SDWC or STCW, whatever they call it. And this is actually just to give people authorization to work as a crewmate on a boat. St. Martin has its own license. I think they need to upgrade it. They have their own captain license.
The French side is good.
Yeah, Dutch side have one too. Yeah. We have it for years. I have one of those. They had a commercial one and they had a private vessel one.
Yeah.
They need to upgrade it to our car license level, so it's international because the people who did that years ago, they didn't understand that a buoys need to be able to use all around the world. You don't put stagnation to a buoys because it's been a water vaartuig and all kind of nonsense.
Yeah.
A captain license is captain license. There's no binnen water, no buiten water, none of this. Captain license. And that's how St. Martin need to do it. St. Martin become a champion because when you could create your own license, you're creating revenue.
Yeah.
You understand? But they ain't thinking. They're not thinking. It's like dummies running the country.
Well, let me tell you something. I hope things improve because sometimes I blame myself because you remember back in the days before the Netherlands, before this constitutional status we have right now, we had the Netherlands Antilles.
Yes.
And my show played a crucial role. Okay, I remember Lloyd coming to me and everybody coming to me and saying, no, you gotta go for separate status. I went for independence, political independence.
That's right.
And I still believe in it. I might not see it in my lifetime, but I believe in political independence because that's the only way we can save ourselves. No other way. But putting that aside, we are 15 years now into this current political arrangement we have with the Kingdom of the Netherlands. Is it working?
No. It's not working.
I want to say it's partially working, but I have to agree with you, it's not working.
How is it partially? It's not working.
Well, it's making some people very rich.
Yeah, because again, the justice system was supposed to follow these things and crack these things down seems to be very leeway. Okay? So if Holland is really in the interest of its people calling us their people, then Empower your prosecutor office. You got billions of dollars in Holland. You made millions off of slavery, the class family. Buy a building here, pump it up with 60 prosecutors. Their job is to investigate political crimes and corporate community crimes. So the corporate companies and them going to always be under investigation because these prosecutors are only here for that. They ain't dealing with the basically petty crimes and robbery. Lead the ones while they do that. Lead these prosecutors come in here, prosecutors come in and focus only on these things. Bring in a forensic financial team, specialized. Okay, we got people here who can do forensic financial investigations too, but bring in other teams, so it'll be multiple teams. Let them go out to the government apparatus. Let's clean the house.
Yeah.
If Koto do a crime, lock me up. Yeah. Put me away. Give me 25, 30 years. He's a thief on the public. This is what we need here. If we don't get it, it ain't make no sense.
Well, you know, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed because we were promised so much. We were promised back in 1995 that the turnover tax was an austerity measure for a limited time.
That's right.
And I went along with that big lie, telling people, oh, it's just austerity measure. I had all the different politicians on my show pushing it. Yeah. Look back from 1996 because they couldn't implement it in 1995 because we had Hurricane Lewis at the time. Yeah. So in 1996, the turnover tax was implemented. It's still there today. And if you look back, Mr. Wilson, from the time the turnover tax started in St. Martin people have been the one to suffer the most.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay? And the unions are saying nothing. The unions who are supposed to stand up for the working man and woman, their mouths are shut. And I always say I can't understand why.
But you didn't just read the newspaper the other day that union was misusing the power? You don't read the newspaper?
Yeah.
So, why you think the mouth shut? Because the unions, and I keep telling the people all of that, that's why I pull away from unions on the airport. I keep telling them already, unions don't understand what is unionism here in St. Martin. The best union I ever was under was Marshall Motors. We had a fellow named Bradley. Okay, we used to call him Advance. Oh. When Bradley came in to represent us, the workers, and the team, Bradley would say, pack up all the tools, shut it down.
Yeah.
The union is here now. Shut it down. If they don't come to a conclusion, nobody come back to work until we tell I come back to work. And when we come back, there's a difference. Our salary change, everything changed. That is unionism. But when you hear unions going in, come back out and cutting the workers' throat, going into CLAs and pulling back things what was beneficial to the workers, that's corruption at its best. And then here's a joke. Most union representatives nowadays holding a position inside the entities that they're representing, as a manager or advisor, as a supervisor, those positions cannot represent people in a union because you need to defend your boss.
Right.
So what are they doing? Shafting the workers. They're going up, their family going up, and the workers getting shafted.
Oh, man, it's terrible.
It's a mess. It's a mess.
It was a pleasure having you, man.
Man, I always love coming, man. I love coming, you know.
Any closing remarks?
Well, you know, St. Martin people, y'all has reached a stage where y'all really need to open your eyes now. St. Martin's in a dilemma. I'm not no professional, no specialist in everything, but I'm a man with a lot of common sense and wisdom. And I would advise you all to start teaching our children. Do not go there, let nobody influence them with no money to vote for them in those things. And start voting the right way because we really need a cleanup. It's only one group benefiting from St. Martin, and that's the rich. For the rest, the poor, all of we are suffering. We need to change out the whole government and get a government who are going to target those people and deal with these type of people and bring back law and order to St. Martin.
Well,
have a blessed day.
I'll tell you one thing, Mr. Wilson, thanks. And a lot of people love you and love what you're doing because they don't have a voice.
Yeah.
And they see you as their voice. So, you know, it's kind of difficult at times because you pay a price for being outspoken.
Yep.
You pay a price for saying the things that other people don't even dare think about. So I want to wish you much success, you and your family, and all the best.
Thank you very much. And before the last piece I want to put in, remember people, I'm a human being, I'm not perfect. So sometimes I just lose it a little bit, but I'm going to try a lot of stress, so don't take that to heart, but just take the message. The message is what's important, you know, and that's what all I want you to understand.
I think people respect you for that.
Yeah, man.
All right? Thanks a lot. And that's it for now here on Speaking of Other Things. See you next time on Facebook, YouTube, and on Hot 99.9 FM radio. 24 hours music and talk shows right here on Hot 99.9 FM radio. See you next time. Take care. Bye.